Hello, it's Brenda. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well. I thought I'd come on today. I had a request from one of the ladies that watch about making a journal pouch. So I'm going to show you the process of that and we'll make one together. But first I wanted to show you, this is our tall journal that I had been making. I just wanted to show you where I added everything, and I made this little shaker card and just added some washi tape at the bottom just to kind of hold it together. But these are the things that we had made the other day, and I just wanted to show you how they looked in the book after gluing them in. And this I added, this is like a clip. It's from one of the subscriptions that I had, and I just kind of made it into a flip and added a pocket. I haven't added anything in there yet, but and then this is our vellum envelope, and I left the back open so that stuff can get put in behind as well, just in there. And then this little library pocket, I just popped it right there just for some added interest, and that's just so it can be used wherever. And this is our flip, and I just added a little flip out in there. And then this, I decided to put ribbon around our little ephemera holder here, and then I glued it all down, because if I was to leave it open at the back, this probably would have interfered with, you know, putting things in. And so that I just popped that on our flip. And then this little pocket, I used it as a little flip out, and the tags inside, so that, you know, you can add a couple of pockets here if you wanted to as well. And so that's just what we added, or I added, sorry, into the journal that we're working on. All right. So I wanted to, we get these morning newspapers. They're a Monday to Friday thing, and they're free, and we pick them up. My husband does the puzzles and then removes the staples for me, and then I can use them to make some pouches. So I'll show you a couple. Most of them are gone because I do them for journals, but then I also do them for other stuff. Like this is probably the first one I ever did. And I've been doing them for years now, and I love doing them. This one just houses my cut aparts. So whenever we drive somewhere, if I'm in the vehicle waiting, I'll put my scissors in here and I'll just do all my fussy cutting and have everything prepared. And then I made this little guy, and it just houses my little Christmas ephemeras. So they don't have to be for journals. They can be for everything. So I have washi tape in here, and I have little bows and just a whole whack of stuff. And obviously it's Christmas themed. I just actually grabbed it off my shelf. So how perfect is that, considering we're doing Christmas now? And these are just from die cuts. They're Tim Holtz die cut, and just on some scrap. And so when I go to use them, I'll just cut out the word and just use that. And you can ink up the cardboard as well. So that's just, and then I just did a little fabric collage on the front just to kind of give it some character. All right, so I have a project coming up, so I thought, what perfect way to do this and then have that project in mind and make a bag. So I just pick whatever fabric. This is just a Christmas fabric. And when you have it, like, this will be the top. Up here will be the top. This is the bottom, of course, that's where it's closed. So that's where my fabric is facing. Like it's facing this way instead of this way. But you can, by all means, close up this long side and keep the top at here. But I'm not going to do that because I like the fold there, and it's just less, I don't even know what the word is. But anyway, I have a glue stick, and I've glued some of the pages together already. And you don't need a lot. You just want something on there that will hold the page closed for you. So that one's done. And then your center. Don't glue anything on your center. Let me just, it's a little long, so I'm just gonna add a bit of glue, rub it, and it's just to keep the pages from moving around, basically is what that does. Now normally when I do this, I lay the other fabric on top and then I just sew around, but for this one I would like to have a finished edge. So for that, I don't know if this glue is going to work very well. Let me just make sure I'm in there. So I'm going to just put, and I'm going to end up sewing it, but I would like it to be glued first just to hold it in place, and then I'm not having to use pins. So this is just my white tacky glue. I'm just going to put a thin line all the way down. And if you have threads, well, I love threads. My jar, I'm getting a bit more in there now. So all I'd like to do, I'm just going to turn it over on the edge, just like that. And the idea is to just have it closed for just until I can sew. But, oops, sorry, I think I'm going to close in the corner first. Almost forgot to do that. Like this is doing something new on the fly. I don't normally do this, like I say. I just usually sew all around it and then use my fancy scissors to cut the edge. So let me just move my pin. I don't want to lose that. I'm running low. So I just have the corner up, and I did this corner. I'm going to turn it around and do the other two. I just usually put a bit of glue on the corner, just enough to hold the fabric. And you can gauge, like you don't have to do this. You can cut your corners as well if you want to. I just prefer not to. So we'll see if it works. Just like that. And then I'm going to put glue all around the perimeter. And then we'll just go from there. And I'm just going to do a line because, like I say, I am going to sew. And I don't want to have a huge amount of glue. And I know the fabric takes a bit to adhere, but I'm not too concerned about it looking neat right now. I think I'm ahead of myself. I have this other sheet. Yep, see, I'm ahead of myself. I'm just going to slip it underneath. Goodness. Yeah, I was just a little excited to come on and can you tell? I was a little excited to come on and start doing this. I have a project that I'm going to start, and I'm pretty excited, and I just wanted to get this going. But as you know, putting this on, it just feels it'll feel nice and squishy and nice and soft when it gets done. So let me just pop that under there. See, that's what I'm a little ahead of myself, but that's okay. And there's nothing that says you can't be excited about a project, right? Oops, stick to my fingers. There we go. But I just wanted to have more finished edge. And by that I mean, like, see here, I sewed it to the right to the magazine, and then I sewed it and then cut it. But for this one, it's going to be a little different. All right, so carrying on, just going to add the glue, maybe a little bit at the edge, and then fold it over. And if you don't like the way your corners are folding, it's okay. It will, it'll be better once it's sewn. Like, you'll notice the difference, because you can tuck as you fold more threads into the jar. Okay, flip it over. And already it's getting character, you know, just by the little bit that's been added. So just gonna add a little bit of glue there. We don't need that there. Just spread it out a little bit, and then I'm just going to bring it over. Yeah, it probably looks a little messy right now, but like I say, once it gets sewn, it's going to be lovely. A little bit there, a little bit on the edge. And that's just to help hold it down. There we go. Oop. Sticks to me. And if you're, you know, unsure and you want to tack it down a little more, then do that as well. And just add a little bits to the edges. Oops, sorry, I'm probably off screen. I need to figure out how people can do a video and then watch what they're doing on, like, say, their iPad or whatever. I haven't figured that out yet. Anyway, so that will look like this, and it has a lovely finished edge all the way around. See that? It's just not, and if you like the frayed look for it, do that, because I love it. But just for this project, this is what I'm going to do. And when you sew it, you'll just sew all the way around. And usually on the top, I do two. Like, I'll do zigzag and then do another one on the edge, so that the edges are down as well. And you can add lace for the inside. You can do all kinds of things to dress it up and make it look pretty. Let me just grab some, the journal that I'm doing is a blue theme. And so this has the navy blue and the greens, and it's just a pretty, I don't know if this is too light. This is probably too light. So I'm going to try and find some other lace that's darker, or, I mean, you can do whatever color, like cream, red, green, blue. Like, you can take any of these colors and you can make whatever, use whatever lace that you want to use. I'm just popping my pins in my glues. That one I might as well not even bother with anymore. And so then you'll have this. Normally, I will add lace to the outside after I sew it. So I wonder if I could sew it on camera. If you don't mind, maybe I'll do that. Just a zigzag. Should have had it all ready, of course, then you don't have to listen to all of that noise. But I'm going to just sew twice here, or 3 times, it doesn't matter how often as you want, just at the edges, and then we'll sew it closed. What do you think? Let's try it. I think I have enough thread in my machine to do it, and if not, then I'll just redo it later, finish it up. I won't make you suffer through me doing it as well, because I mean the machines are bad enough, but you can mute. It'll be done in a second. Maybe just in a second and it'll be done. There we go. And then just once more. And for this, what's nice about the paper is you just have to, it folds over pretty fast and pretty easy. There's no stiffness or anything to it. But I'll just do this one side and then we'll move on. And then this is just to hopefully give you the idea of what to do. There we go. And then I'll just do a little back stitch. And then, yeah, I'll do the rest of the sewing off camera so you don't have to listen to any more. But I wanted to do at least one side to show you. So there is double stitch, so I did it close to the top and then I did it at the bottom. And then the other stitching, but like this stitching will probably get covered with lace. All right, so there we go. And because, like, I know one side's upside down, one side's upright, and that's okay. It's just the way it goes. It's the same with paper, isn't it? And it's really squishy right now. And then all you're gonna do is you'll dress it however way you want. Like I have all these things in here, but like you can put, oh my goodness, look at that Santa. You can just add all kinds of little goodies. And before you add things, if you're using paper, just sew around your paper and then glue it on. And it just adds another pretty element to your project, right? Anything. Like this is a pocket. You can do the same thing. Like I left, this is just from a junk mail envelope. Magazine page, magazine page, sorry. I got a pocket in the front and a pocket here. That can be added. And you can put pieces of ephemera, like if you're going to use it for a journal, just add pieces of ephemera in here as well for someone to use in their journal, right? So like there's so many ideas. All right, so let's put that aside just for a second because you can make them smaller too. I just took one of the papers. The paper is like 10 1/4 high. So I just cut it at 5 1/2, I believe. Yes, 5 1/2. And then when you open it up, it's going to be the same length as the normal paper. It's just going to be shorter. So you're not limited to just using the full piece of paper. I mean, there's no point in that, right? You make it whatever size you want, whatever size you're in need of. So I'm just gonna add, and I love to make little journals, like little tiny journals, and and if I can have something to put them in, then all the better. I mean, you can make them, it doesn't have to be Christmas, obviously. You do whatever you want. If you're making a birthday journal for somebody, like make your pouch birthday theme, right? So there, those are all attached together now. And then you can just decide on your fabric, whatever that fabric may be. I thought I had a piece out here. Yes, some reindeer. We'll see if I have enough. Oh, look at that, and it even goes the right way. Huh. Well, that kind of lucked out on that one. And the same thing. So you'll just measure it, leave yourself a little bit on the ends, rip it off. And then for this one, I'm just going to add glue on both sides, and it'll just kind of hold it onto the fabric. Oh, my glue stick is empty. Good thing I don't need it anymore. Move the little threads, because they sure do accumulate. Just like that. Can you see that? Hopefully. I know I have to keep checking because, well, the camera's in a bit of a different angle. So I'm just gonna kind of measure it, the width, but a bit shorter than the height. So let me just grab my scissor. Just like that. Oh. I'll get rid of all the threads in a minute. So it'll just be like this. So hopefully this is straightforward enough for you that you're able to follow along, and I hope you make some and then show me what you've come up with, because that's always fun. See everybody's creations. Just like that. And then you don't have to, this one I'm not going to close the sides, but I am going to do the top. And I'm going to do it with the frayed sides. So this will just get over like that. And so that's where I'm going to glue it. Find my white tacky glue here. So I'll just put, I just want it to hold. I didn't do that to the first one because I missed the step of putting this in first. So there. So that'll hold it in place while you work, and that way you don't have to worry about it moving. So let's just, I'm just going to add up some glue just along the edge of the fabric there. Just like that. I'll get all those threads later. Just like that. Oh. Bring that in just a tad more. I'd like it at the end of the, where the, it's sticking to my fingers. That's better. Just like that. I want it at the end of the magazine or the paper so that it has a nice edge on it once it gets sewn. There we are. It can get fiddly sometimes, but you know, that's all, that happens a lot with doing certain crafts. Things can get fiddly, and we just adjust ourselves to fiddling with it. So there we go. And they go fairly quickly. So I'm just going to add a touch of glue here because this part it won't get sewn, but all the edges are going to get sewn. And there we go. And you can do it this way if you want, but I will have sideways reindeer. That's okay. That's okay. And so like before, I'll sew along here. And even though it's thin, I'm still going to do it twice because then I know that it's holding well on both ends. And then I will close it up. And then I'm going to sew along the bottom and along this. Oh, how did I do that? Oh, I guess it will be going this way. Isn't that funny? Oh, that's going to be awesome then. Do you see what happened there? Because it was the longer one, I folded it this way instead of putting it in a different direction. So now, the same thing, I'm going to sew my tops, and then I'll sew down the sides. And then when I put a journal or whatever I'm going to use it for, it can go in the top. That's going to look so pretty. Here I was thinking, oh, I'm going to have sideways reindeers. Nope, I won't. So there we go. And I'm going to leave these rough. And then I'll just use my what are they? Pinking shears, to cut the sides. All right, I'm just going to quickly do the ends. You want to see at least one of them finished, I hope. One of them. All right. And this is a small enough project that it's okay at the back of my desk. There's one. So, and I just did the one sew, and I didn't go all the way to the edge there. I did there, unfortunately, but that's going to be where it's going to get cut. So let me quickly do the other side, and then I'm going to show you what that looks like. And I know some people are bothered by the sewing machine, and I apologize for that. But I will learn to stop the video and restart it again. Excuse my arms. And then up. So then there's the ends that are sewn. And then we will close it up. And now to keep that together, I'm just going to add a paper clip right here to help keep them even. Here's a big guy. A little bit of overkill, but that's okay. There, just like that. Okay, 1 second. I'm going to bring it a little closer. You don't have to stare at my arms like that. All right, so I just have them even, like so. Oops, I didn't put that on very well. Just like that. Maybe I'll just pop it at the top. Just like that. And I'm going to... Oh, it shut off. Terrible. All right. Okay, here we go. Just going to go right along the edge. And I'm not the world's greatest sewer, but I like to try. There go. Just cut that off. They just kind of go really weird. There we go. And then I'm just going to do the one more side. And, you know, you can fast forward. A lot of people probably do, but it's just, whoops, things keep going weird on me. Okay, last one. Here we go. And you can do all kinds of different stitches on here too, right? You don't have to just do a straight stitch or a zigzag stitch. Okay, we're done. Hopefully that wasn't too painful. Shut that off. And then we got all those threads, but those will go away. And then there we have our pouch. It's nice and squishy. It's so cute. And then I know this journal is too tall, but it fits inside. So with this size, you know that a 4 1/4 album will fit in. So let's see how big this pouch is. I made it. So it ends up, when you add your fabric, it ends up at 6, but we're going to do the little trim. So I don't know if I sewed too close to the edge. I mean, you have to think of that as well, right? But I don't want a huge amount of trim, just like that. Just gives it a nice little decoration on the edge. Let's do this side. So I'm hoping that this video will inspire you to try making some of your own and have some fun with it. Just that makes a lot of mess, doesn't it? There we go. Move those out of the way. And so there is our mini pouch. And you do them, I just have to make a little stitch there because it has a hole now. That's my sewing. It was kind of gibbled right there, but that's okay. I'll go back and give it another stitch. But then there you have your pouch. You can use lace inside. I've done that. I did that for a journal that I sent off, and it's all lace inside. I made a purse for myself using this method, and I put all lace inside, and I used that for quite a long time and then decided it needed to be put to sleep. I'm just going to use it for something different now. And then I'm going to come back and I'll put some lace on the top, and you can either leave it like this, of course, or you can add your own decorations to it. If you want to use like dimensional stickers, or like there's a snowman, you can just put any decorations on. You can do like I did with this and grab different scraps of fabric and just sew them all together on your machine or by hand, or glue them all together. You don't even have to sew, and then just add them to the front of your pouch as well. You can do that. All right, so that's our video for today. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll make some, and if you do, please send me some photos or tag me on, the Instagram or Facebook or wherever you put your media stuff, and I would sure love to see what you make. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you'll all have a very, very blessed day. Thanks for everyone. Thank you all for watching me and commenting and liking and sharing. That's a huge part of this community and the YouTube and how our content gets to other people. And I just think it's the most phenomenal stage for everybody really, crafters, doesn't even have to be crafters, it can be anybody who uses YouTube. Thank you to all my new subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you have a very blessed day. Take care. Bye for now.